What's up, everybody, and welcome to Wildcard Sports. In today's video, we're going to go over the MLB champion tiers based off the championship blueprint that shows us the winner of the World Series every single year. Let's see if they do it again this year. I'm going to show you guys the teams in a second in tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. We're doing this every week. So, the blueprint I was talking about is based off this. Teams that hit all these categories have the best chance to win the World Series. Teams that are hitting like 6 out of 7 categories have a really good chance as well. So I'll show you those teams in a second. You could look at all these categories you got to hit. Win percentage over 543, top 10 in WAR, top 10 in or top 11 in RBIs, top 10 in run differential, top 17 in BIP, top 15 in defensive fielding, and then top 15 in DRS fielding. Yes, that could be a little confusing. I'm not going to go over every single detail of that right now. Those are in previous videos. But if you see your team hitting all these categories, then you're in good shape. If you see your team hitting a lot of these categories, you're in good shape. But if you see your team not hitting these categories, you are not in good shape and you're not doing well. And even if you are a good team on paper, like as in the standings, and then you're not hitting these categories, that's not a good sign. So I'll show you guys these teams right now. Looking at the divisions really quick, Blue Jays in first place. They've been surging mid to second half of the season. Tigers doing great, first place. We got the Astros first place. Mets and Phillies battling for first place, back and forth. Love that NL East battle. Brewers, man, they are hot, doing well, but they are battling with the Cubs right now in the NL Central. And then Dodgers holding a 3-game lead in first place, battling with the Padres. So, and then, of course, we got our wild card, Yankees. I'll just show you guys that really quick in case you don't know. Wild card, Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners, and then Cubs, Phillies, Padres. And, Reds are kind of close behind, 3 games back. All right, so here are the tiers. We're going to show you tier 4 right now, and there's only a couple teams in there. As of now, if the playoffs started now, these teams in tier 4 would not make it. And those teams are the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres. Yes, the Padres, they are on kind of a winning streak right now. As I'm filming this, they're making trades. It's the trade deadline today as I'm filming, so I know a lot of teams are getting new players, better players, and making their team better. And the Padres are one of those teams that are making their team better. But as of today, if the playoffs were to start, they would not win the World Series based off the MLB champion blueprint. So we got 2 teams there. Let's look at tier 3. And these are teams with a very small chance if the playoffs were to start today. We got the Astros, Mets, Phillies, and the Rangers. The Phillies have made a jump from they were in tier 4 last week. So they made it up one more tier. They are slowly climbing, so stay tuned to see what the Phillies do. They weren't hitting the stats that we needed them to hit, but now they are slowly doing that. So if the playoffs were to start today, the Phillies have a very, very small chance of winning it. It's still a chance, so you just never know. But you got to love teams that are in tier 1 and tier 2 to win it all. All right, moving on to tier 2. These are a good chance. These are teams hitting about 6 out of the 7 categories from the MLB blueprint right here. So here we go. We got the Blue Jays, Dodgers, and the Boston Red Sox. And yes, Dodgers aren't in tier 1. They've been slipping a lot of this season. Their pitching has not been great. And I know Dodgers fans know that. That's just an obvious thing. Their bats aren't as hot as they used to be like last year, but at the end of the day, they have an all-star team. So they can definitely turn it around come playoff time. So I'm not worried about the Dodgers, but I have talked to Dodgers fans, and they truly don't believe that they could repeat, because what the Dodgers are showing the fans, it's not good, especially pitching-wise. So we're going to be keeping an eye on the Dodgers to see if they climb up to tier 1 by the time playoffs start. But right now, if the playoffs were to start, I wouldn't have a lot of faith in the Dodgers repeating. I love the Toronto Blue Jays here. They've been sitting in tier 2 for, a couple months now, and they're just playing solid baseball. They got first place, taking over first place, taking it from the Yankees earlier on in the season. The Yankees have been struggling, but you're going to be surprised by this. Look at Tier 1. Yankees are still in Tier 1. I know they've been playing bad baseball, but they're keeping their head above water, and they're hitting all the categories we need based off the MLB blueprint. Look at, you see the Yankees in every single category. Yankees, 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 and then Yankees. So these is not my opinion. These are stats based off the blueprint. When teams hit all these categories, they usually win the championship. Dodgers hit all these categories last year. They won the championship. Yankees are doing it as well. But back to Tier 1, they got to worry about the Tigers. That's the only other AL team in Tier 1. So Tigers dropped down to Tier 2 last time I made a video, but this week they are back to Tier 1. So Tigers are still going to be a threat. The Brewers, they've been playing great. Brewers have been hot. Brewers are just a team where they're like always sneaky. They make the playoffs, but come playoff time, they kind of choke and get eliminated. So hopefully that's not going to happen to them this year, but I do love what the Brewers are doing. That's where they are definitely a Tier 1 team. Also the Cubs, they are doing great as well. They are fighting for first place with the Brewers. So whoever comes out of that division, Cubs or Brewers, I love what they're going to do in the playoffs. Obviously, whoever gets second place will make wild cards, so we'll see both of them in the playoffs. But I love what the Cubs are doing and the Brewers, both Tier 1 teams. So if the playoffs were to start today, Tier 1 and Tier 2 teams have the best chance to win it all. I would put my money on teams all in Tier 1, Tier 2. I would not waste my money on Tier 4. Don't waste your money on the Padres or the Mariners. I wouldn't even waste my money on Astros, Mets, Phillies, and Rangers. And I know a lot of people are like, come on, the Phillies have a really good chance to win the World Series. But if playoffs were to start today, I would say no. I would not waste my money, waste my time on the Phillies. As of now, that could change, of course, as the season goes on. Stay tuned for updated tiers because I'm going to be making more videos of this as the season goes on. So all my money right now would be spread between the teams in Tier 1 and Tier 2. As a fan, I'll go with my personal opinion because this is all based off of stats, by the way. My personal opinion, I would love to see the Brewers win the World Series because they just get to the playoffs every year, but they can't get over that hump. Hopefully this is the year they do it. I wouldn't mind seeing the Tigers win it or the Cubs. I used to be a Yankee hater most of my life, but the older I get, the Yankees, if they win a championship, it's not a big deal. They lost to the Dodgers last year. I was actually rooting for the Yankees last year when they played the Dodgers. I just definitely don't want the Dodgers to repeat. I'm sure a lot of us don't, unless you're a Dodger fan, of course. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Yankees win it all. It would be really awesome to see Toronto Blue Jays win the World Series. I mean, that would be cool. They deserve it. They have some awesome, fun players to watch on their team. Don't want the Dodgers to win it, and then if Boston wins it, I'm happy for them as well. So these are great teams to see in Tier 1 and Tier 2. With that being said, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Oh, before we end it, really quick, let's look at the World Series odds on FanDuel. I'll pull it up for you here. Still leading the way, the Dodgers, plus 230, and that's only because they won the World Series last year, and they just have a solid lineup, an all-star lineup, and maybe their pitching will turn around. I don't trust it as of now. But then in second place, the Phillies. You see the Phillies and the Mets. Mets have never been that high in the World Series odds, plus 900. So they're battling for first place right now. Vegas really likes whoever comes out of that to win the World Series. Like I said, I don't trust the Phillies. I definitely don't trust the Mets right now. Mets aren't even in, Mets are in Tier 3 with the Phillies, but I still don't trust the Mets because they're not a Tier 1, Tier 2 team as of now. Who else? Tigers plus 1,000. I love those odds. I would put money on the Tigers, Cubs, Brewers plus 1,600. I love all that. So Vegas isn't always right, guys. So don't just see the Dodgers in first at plus 230 and say, oh, well, Dodgers are going to win it. No, Vegas could be wrong. So I'm putting my money elsewhere. Let me know who you guys are going to be betting on if you bet on, sports like this or bet on the championship winners. Let me know in the comments, but I'll tell you what I'd be doing. Like I said, Tigers, Cubs, Brewers, maybe Blue Jays, Yankees even, plus 950. Yankees at plus 950 is great because usually they've been at like plus 700 all season long or plus 600. So they're kind of slipping in Vegas's eyes, plus 950. So I love that. All right. So with that being said, guys, appreciate you guys watching. I'll go back to the tiers just to end the video here. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.